What's going on, everyone? My name is Cody Jones, and welcome back to a new podcast episode.
Wait, now I can't hear you at all.
Okay, so today's guest, I'm really happy to introduce, is someone that I met on the Instagram, unintentionally. So, thing is, before I discovered you, I was scrolling through random videos, and I discovered your music video where you were singing "If Only." I didn't know who you were, but I was captivated by your voice.
Sorry, it's really, really hard to hear. I don't know why. It's really hard to hear. So I'm just switching it back to my phone. I'm gonna hold it close to you and hold it.
Okay.
What did you? Can you repeat what you just said? I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Alright, so I was saying how I accidentally discovered your video when you were singing "If Only" and "Why Would You Lie" on Instagram. And this was just like a random discovery, but I was very captivated by your voice, by your singing, and I decided to check out more of your music.
Nice.
So, thing is that I want to ask is, what made you want to choose the name Cake?
Wait, what made me want to choose
the name Cake?
Oh, the name Cake.
Yeah.
So my name is Patty. Like I go by Patty. That's my nickname. And when I was deciding an artist name, I started out like DJing, and I wanted to do dubstep. So at first my name was Death Kitty, and I wanted to change it because I wanted it to be more universal. And so I was like teetering between Patty Cakes, but I thought that was very childish. And one of my friends, he was like, "Why don't you just shorten it and just keep Cake?" And so that's why my name is Cake. So technically, I guess it comes from patty cake, but just shortened version.
Okay. Well, you know what? I dig it.
Yeah.
So, you instantly got a lot of attention, including with, I believe her name was Nicole. Let me look through Spotify. Like, your first song that you released was "I Found Me." What was the inspiration for that song?
So that one was my first one that I kind of released as a solo release. Before that, I did release a song with one of my producer friends as well. Okay. But that one was like my first solo release, and it was like after kind of like getting away, not necessarily even like getting away from a relationship per se, but just like more so tuning into oneself and like really just discovering like aspects of themselves that they maybe didn't feel, within the relationship, but finally like getting out of it, you realize like so much about yourself. So I kind of like wanted to touch on that.
Yeah.
Because that's just essentially how I was feeling. And I mean, I kind of just make my music for the masses to heal. And so I always want to touch on like painful subjects, but always want to bring the matter to like a positive note in the end. So I Found Me is really just about like persevering through obstacles, but like finding that like internal power within oneself. So I guess that was my inspiration, just kind of like environment and what was happening at the time.
Yeah, like you finally found out who you were and what you can do. Like you discovered.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, you know what? When I heard that song, I was immediately like clinged onto that song. It's like I've heard it so many times because everything about that song was just enjoyable. Like the beat, your voice.
I appreciate it because I honestly, out of all my songs, I dislike that one the most. I just think that I can like sing it so much better now, you know what I mean? And so it's just gonna be one of those things, but I mean, I don't mind showing like the growth of where my voice has gone, you know, even from like last year.
Yeah.
But that one, I'm always, every time I hear it, I'm just like, skip.
Nah, that is like my instant go-to. It's like the bouncy beat to it. Like it really has a like a groove to it. You know, it's like the way that the vibe feels with it. It's just really enjoyable. Hold on, I think Wi-Fi cut out. Give me a moment. Okay, so we had to pause the recording for a moment because of some Wi-Fi issues, but we're going to continue with this episode. All right, everything's good now.
Perfect.
To be honest, I was also thinking that it might, huh?
Because technical difficulties.
Yeah. To be honest, I was also thinking like, oh shit, it's probably my Wi-Fi. Because honestly, I have like the shittiest Wi-Fi here.
Yeah.
Alright, so we were talking about your music and I was about to ask like your other songs such as Fly Away, Faded Memories, and Cosmic Fire. It's like those ones completely took a turn into the more dubstep genre.
Yeah. So I essentially like, I'm the type of person I like to like dip my toes into everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for the longest time I wanted to figure out what genre works best for me, and I realized that I'm the type of person that I want to do all genres.
Okay.
So I really like electronic music.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like where I started because, like I said, I wanted to DJ, and I dabbled in producing, but I was trash, so let's not talk about that. And yeah, I don't know. I've always loved electronic music.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Poland, so like just growing up on like techno and a lot of like more dance type of style music. So I definitely have a very, you know, my heart is with that, and just whatever comes my way, honestly, whatever I'm kind of vibing to. I like to tell stories, so I listen to a track, and if the track is speaking to me, I automatically, you know, get some sort of ideas, and from that bursts like a whole song. So, you know, if it's something that I vibe to and I touch a vibe to it, then I'm down to always create.
Okay. I like that. You know, because when I heard those songs, I thought, okay, she's taking into a dubstep turn. I can vibe with these. And I think it was Fly Away and Faded Memories that I was really feeling. I wasn't really all that excited for Cosmic Fire, but I did like it regardless because it was definitely something new that I could probably get used to hearing.
Yeah.
So, Why Would You Lie? I checked that one out, and that was the song that also captured my attention.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what was the inspiration for Why Would You Lie?
That one, I actually started writing about something else at first, and the producer that I worked with, he's the one who kind of inspired me to tell a different story. Most of my songs were starting to sound kind of, you know, like I was going through some shit, and my parents were like, "You guys stop writing such sad shit." So I wanted to initially write it about just like again finding the power within yourself, just to show like humans hold a lot of power. Yeah. But he was like, "No, I think you should write it about how women get lied to," and I was like, "All right, cool, I can do that." So that's kind of like where the inspiration for that lies. And again, I mean, it's really just a song, and it's not even pertaining to women. I think just society in general. I feel like the dating scene and everything within that is just, yeah, it is what it is, and I feel like everybody gets deceived in some way, shape, or form. I'm sorry, and And I just really wanted to write about like the aspect of getting deceived and like these red flags in the beginning that you're not really paying attention to. But you know, you kind of just miss them and then realize at the end, like, wait, you totally just fucked me over, you know what I mean? And you just kind of get blindsided. So it was really just written about that. And that's kind of like the story that I wanted to tell. Again, I'm all about healing. So for me, if I can take a topic that is potentially, you know, either sad or painful or whatever, and somehow, some way, at least at some point in the song, turn it into something positive, that's what I'm always intending to do.
Yeah, I like that. You know, because it kind of reminded me of this other musician who wrote a song called Warning Signs, like talking about like toxic people and toxic environments. And it's like I connected more with your song Why Would You Lie, because like I've been in that kind of situation when it comes to dating and all that. It's like that feeling of betrayal. It's like it really hurts, you know. But it's like but it's like for an artist to really like open up and take into a different, more serious topic, it's like I think that absolutely gravitates more attention.
Yeah. You know, and you know, people. The truth is, like in reality, we're all gonna go through some shit. It is not all amazing. You know what I mean? Like life is really just an up and down battle. But in order to get through the hard times, I don't know. I want to write music for that. You know what I mean? Because that to me is what's most important. Because those hard times is what teaches you the most.
Absolutely. It's like it's crazy because like it's similar to when Tupac wrote Brenda's Got a Baby. It's like it really showed that even in the ghetto, it's completely not all full of glimmer and everything. It's like there's some depressing shit that he spoke about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hey, give me a second.
Yeah. So for If Only, I have one of my good friends, and actually I went to music school with her. Her name's Chanel Nicole. Shout out. And she did the background vocals for that. And then also one of my team members too, part of it's basically a label at this point. Creative Anonymous, also a Discord community. There's a producer in that. His name is Astro, and he's the one who made the beat. And yeah, I mean, I love creating. I love the aspect of creating. That's why Creative Anonymous is great, because they're all about collaboration and creating. So I hit up Astro for the beat. I fucked with it. Had some feelings that I had to get out, and then I hit up Chanel and asked if she wanted to get on the background vocals, and
yeah.
And we did it together, and it sounds really, really, really dope. It's one of my favorite songs, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I actually really liked it. Like when I reacted to the video and gave my thoughts on it, I was really vibing with the music and with the storytelling in the video.
Yeah, which was super fun to do too. Shout out Deja Moore. She's the one who did the directing and editing of the video, and yeah, she was such a blast to work with too.
Okay. And as for anything, because I've only heard like a little bit of it, but I didn't get a chance to really finish the whole song. So
wait, I'm sorry, for which one?
For anything that you did with Area 51?
Oh yeah, that was like the first song, yeah.
Like the first feature or just first song in general?
It was the first song in general that I ever released. And that was done with Area 51, who is now known as Classified. So we do work together a lot. And we released that song together in 2021. And yeah, and it's one of my favorites too, just because like that was kind of like the first song that like at least I have under my belt, and it was really really fun to make. It's definitely a different vibe.
Okay.
And yeah, definitely means a lot to me just because it is the first one.
All right. And do you have any other plans in music? Like, I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, just creating more music, you know, working with more people. And to me, it's really just a matter of like getting the feelings out there. And I don't know, it sounds really cliche, but I do want to change the world in the way of like understanding that they can heal, and if there's any way that I can help within that, even just by releasing music that does help, I'm gonna do that. So
Yeah, I love that. I love your goal because I kind of had the idea of doing the same thing with the podcast to entertain, but also meet other people that would tell their stories and use my words for more positive influence. Like, to a point to
yeah,
where I talked about mental health awareness, and a lot of people were really loving it because, like, I was not afraid to get into a serious topic that should be acknowledged that most other people won't talk about.
yeah.
All right, so what was it like growing up in Poland? Since you did say that you were Polish.
Um, yeah, I was there too long of my life, but I do go back every now and then, you know, just to visit and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a lot different. But I will say that I do appreciate that I did at least have the years that I did. I was born there, and then I came here when I was about 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's just a lot of like farmland, which is what I love, and I think that to me, at least, family traditions and just like the culture of just Poland in general, um, I like hold that near and dear to me, and so I think growing up there really helped shape that just because I really, really, really enjoyed that kind of life and that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And I've noticed that you've taken a lot of pictures from so many amazing places like Italy, and it's like there's a lot of amazing pictures that you've taken, including one that looks like
yeah,
the Colosseum. So it's
yes,
like,
yeah. My family travels a lot because, like, every time we go to Poland, we will, you know, go somewhere in Europe as well, which I also love because I think, you know, having like just the experience of being around different cultures, that also helps me just be more like I want balance and harmony in the world, and just experience it and seeing different cultures.
yeah,
I think helps with just like understanding that we are all different, but we are all human. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So yeah, I'm so grateful to have traveled where I've traveled, and I had the experiences. My family is more so like bigger even on traveling than having like, you know,
instead
like
of
this
just,
huge house, whatever. And I'm grateful that my parents definitely made that like a thing for us because
mhm.
I would not have the experiences that I have without them, you know?
That's awesome. And the fact that you get to travel and see so many great historical places, I mean, that must be exciting because I'm a bit of a history nerd. You know, it's like I love learning about the ancient world and everything.
Yeah, yeah, same. And just being around it, just energy wise, is always like just it's really, really, really a dope experience. So I
Yeah.
definitely recommend traveling for anybody, you
Okay.
know, just even if you've never done it, just
Yeah.
somehow try and make your way out there. There's a will, there's a way, and it's
Yeah.
definitely worth.
Yeah. All right. So, what made you want to start singing, anyways?
When I was really young, I've always liked to sing. I've just always I don't know, I've just always enjoyed it, but I was always kind of scared to really put myself out there.
Hmm.
And I started even like writing or like rewriting popular songs with my friends just for shits and giggles, you know. And I would like write different lyrics and whatnot for songs. And just writing in general, I've always liked to write. Just like, I don't know, I would try to write books when I was younger. They didn't really ever go too far, but I tried, you know. So that to me has always been important. But I just always like to sing.
And
until it got to a point where I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go full force, and it's something that I really love to do, so why not?
Yeah, just really commit to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what did your family think? Like, there are some people that would, like, have their families tell them, like, no, go do something more simple. Like, there are some closed-minded people that prefer the simple 9 to 5 life.
They were not too impressed at first with my choice because, like I said, I started off with DJing and I started off with more so trying to, like, you know, make music. I was kind of scared to put more of my, like, singing stuff out there. So I started in that realm. And, I mean, when you first start off with that, you're not necessarily making, I mean, still, to this day, you know what I mean? Like, it's not necessarily an avenue that brings you wealth if you're not at a specific point.
Yeah.
But I feel like now I've gotten to the point that I've been confident in my, you know, singing ability, and they really, really change their mind once they realize the messages that I'm trying to, not even more so the messages, but I think just like my singing and how it's come to this level now. I think my parents definitely have more of a respect for it. And they definitely hype me up more. You know what I mean? They don't think that I'm giving my life away anymore. It's just more so now kind of like a frustration of like, why aren't more people sharing your stuff? Which is funny because before it was like, don't do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you know, I'm happy that you did make that choice and like decided to put more of yourself into the music. Because you know what? Honestly, if you didn't even do that, I think I probably wouldn't even know who you were.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so what other things did you enjoy doing besides music? Because a lot of people have like different hobbies and stuff.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that I like to dip my toes in a little bit of everything. So I like to do a lot of creative things. I mean, when I was in like middle school and high school, I did some of the like acting stuff and like drama. Nothing too major because again, I was still kind of scared.
Yeah.
Music wise, I didn't really even start back then. But I always did like to paint, and I always did like to like draw. So I do a little bit of that, and whatever I can kind of get my hands on. Like if there's something that catches my attention, like resin or this or that, I'm going in for at least a little bit, and then I'll probably like just like my art room is just filled with a bunch of stuff that I could do. But you know, now that music has taken up most of my life, it's just kind of like sitting there. But I do like to paint in my free time whenever I just get into a rut of just like I can't think of shit right now.
Yeah. It's like honestly, if I completely try something and I'm not feeling it, then I would just completely leave it unfinished or just stop immediately. Like, okay, I'm not feeling this. I'm just gonna not continue.
Yeah.
All right. Were there anything that you wanted to talk about? Because you know what, I completely ran out of questions.
No, I mean, I guess if anybody does want to follow me, they can follow my Instagram is at cakes_music.
Okay.
And my link tree pretty much on there has everything. So my YouTube's on there, my TikTok, other forms of social media. And just, I guess, watch for the next, several months. I pretty much plan on releasing a song once a month, at least. So And we've got it pretty much lined up already for a good while of next year. So I'm pretty excited about next year, and I think it's going to be pretty dope.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah.
Are there any plans of a future album? Maybe like sometime?
Yeah, actually, I will say that I am currently working on an EP, which I think should be out hopefully sometime in February. But we'll see, because I'm still working on it, so we'll see. But I did get a song done that's supposed to be in that, so yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
All right, well, I'll instantly give my review when it drops in.
Awesome.
All right. You know what? This was actually a really fun interview. I'm happy that I got you on to the podcast. This was really interesting. I really feel like I learned a whole lot more about you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Again, I'm just here to spread the message and just, it ain't all sunshine and rainbows, but it can be. So
yeah. I love that. Well, you know what? This was really fun. I'm happy that we did this, and I'm happy for more future features with you.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. As for everyone, I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. I'll drop a link to her Instagram and everything. And the new song it dropped, it was called If Only.
The latest one is Why Would You Lie?
Why Would You Lie? Yeah, be sure to check that out on YouTube and everything. Other than that, this was fun.
Thank you.
No problem. Anyways, guys, I'm out. Peace.
Bye.